Welcome to Magic Gathering Strat. It's Brennan doing a little different thing today, talking about tiny leaders. Yes, it's an EDH format variant. I will go over it a little bit. I found a list on Reddit. I will supply the link in the show notes. It's very cool. They actually have a full Reddit subreddit on tiny leaders. Ban lists and everything. It's pretty awesome. But I wanted to talk about Lin Sivvi, Defiant Hero. Let's go over this deck. But first, let's talk about what Tiny Leaders is. It's a commander variant for Magic the Gathering. That's right. It's a singleton format, except it's with 50 cards instead of 100 cards. There you go. There's also other features. All cards must not have a converted mana cost of 4 or greater. That's right. Everything has to be 3 or less. That's why it's called tiny. All cards must have the same color identity as your leader, just like in Commander/EDH. You can only play cards that have, either in their activations or converted mana, or in their mana cost. Can only have colors that your leader has. There's the Reddit link, reddit.r/tiny leaders. But there's a 10 card sideboard. 25 point starting life total, a little different. And it's a 1 versus 1 heads up format. For the full rules, go to tinyleaders.blogspot.ca. Alright, who is this Lin Sivvi? Oh, I'm saying that right. Sivvi? I want to say Lin Sivvi. Defiant Hero. Let's take a look at this card. CMC 3, 1 white for a 1/3 Rebel Legend. She's a legend in all of our minds. She's got a wicked whip too. Check that thing out. First ability, X, tap. Search your library for a Rebel permanent card with converted mana cost X or less and put it onto the battlefield. She can search up any Rebel. There are no restrictions with Lin Sivvi. She was banned in Block Constructed. Why? Because she ruled the table. Other ability. For 3 mana, put target Rebel card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. Okay. Let's say you want to search up a 3 mana Rebel. If it's already dead, 3 mana, take it from your graveyard, put it into your library. 3 mana tap, put it directly onto the battlefield. Unless someone's playing Stifle, this can't be countered. That's right. These are things that are just going to happen. I love this card. Alright, here is the full list. Amrou Scout, Aven Riftwatcher, all those rebels. Got some spells, lands, artifacts, and partial sideboard. I will admit I kind of wussed out on the sideboard, but we'll go through it. So let's take a look at the creature list. First up, we have Amrou Scout. 4, tap, search for a Rebel of 3 or less mana. Awesome card. Second, Aven Riftwatcher. Rebel, flying, vanishing 3. But when it enters, you gain 2 life. When it leaves, you gain 2 life. All-Star in the Pauper Gauntlet. Rebel Grind. Children of Korlis. Human Rebel Cleric. Sacrifice them. You gain life equal to the life you've lost this turn. Man, doing that at instant speed. Defiant Falcon. Flying, 4, tap. Search your library for Rebel of 3 or less. Defiant Vanguard. When Defiant Vanguard blocks, at the end of combat, destroy it and all creatures it blocked this turn. Now, this is a little different because it has a 5 and tap. Search for your library for Rebel card of converted mana 4 or less. Nothing in there will be of 4 mana, so it'll all be 3. It's a little bit more expensive, but I found that this one was pretty good. Lawbringer. Sacrifice Lawbringer. Remove target red creature from the game. Exile. Lightbringer. Remove target black creature from the game when you tap and sacrifice. I just loved the Rebel Grind deck so much during the Gauntlet that when I saw this on Reddit, I just had to make it. Now, I've changed up a little bit. There are some, like Aven Riftwatcher wasn't in the original list. I just thought it should be, since it was such an all-star. Ramosian Captain. First strike, 5 and tap. Search your library for Rebel of 4 or less. Again, not bad, but having multiple searchers, very, very awesome. Ramosian Lieutenant. 4, tap, search for Rebel of 3 or less. Most of these are common, so this is a fairly inexpensive list, and we'll get to some changes I made for expense reasons later. Ramosian Sergeant. 3, tap for mana. 3, tap for a Rebel with converted mana 2 or less. Awesome. You can just ramp, 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 ramp. Shield Dancer. Yeah, man, she is kicking that dude in the face. Okay, this particular Rebel is not a searcher. 2 and a white. Next time a target attacking creature would deal combat damage to Shield Dancer this turn, that creature deals that damage to itself. That is awesome. She's like, come at me, bro. I will hit you just as hard as you're going to hit me. Steadfast Guard. I like this version better than the Gimpy version. It's super derp if you go look at the old art. Anyway, 2/2 Vigilance. Nice. Thermal Glider. Sweet. Flying. Protection from red. I like it. It's a 2/1. Very nice. And guess what this is, folks? This is our win con. I added another one because this was kind of an all-in deck before. But this right here. Search it up. After you have quite a few Rebels on board, search this up at end of turn, beginning of the turn, or whenever you decide to. X, creatures you control become XX, and gain all creature types until end of turn. That's a win con, folks. If you have 5 mana, everything becomes 5/5, and you've been gathering all these creatures at instant speed, uncounterable. Wow. Awesome. This effect will be awesome. Again, this is a heads-up format, so you're just going 1-on-1. Okay, let's take a look at the spells. One of the most awesome parts of playing Rebels, Bound in Silence. A tutorable enchantment. See how it's a Rebel Aura, tribal enchantment? So awesome. You can tutor this up as soon as it hits the battleground. You can attach it to a creature at instant speed. Amazing. I like it a lot. Oblivion Ring. When Oblivion Ring enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent. Yes. Not tutorable, still awesome. Condemn. Put target attacking creature on the bottom of its owner's library. It's a very good removal card. Path to Exile, an even better removal card. Exile a creature. They get to put a mana on board. Alright. Again, they get to search their library for a land card, but sometimes you just gotta get rid of stuff. And probably the best removal in white of all time. Swords to Plowshares. Gain life equal to its power once you exile it. You can do that to your own, you can do that to someone else's, but it's great. Now we get to the anthems. Because if you're going to have a bunch of mono white creatures, it's time to add some anthems. Glorious Anthem. Honor of the Pure. One I had never seen before. Shared Triumph. As Shared Triumph comes into play, choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type get +1/+1. This is an Onslaught. Remember all the slivers in Onslaught? They would give other slivers, even your opponents, +1s or whatnot. So this is a similar thing. So unless you're going up against the mirror match, choosing Rebel Seems like a good idea. Enlightened Tutor. Oh, we can tutor for any enchantment or artifact we want. Yay! Expensive card, but really worth it. It's a good all-around card. Now, here is our second win con. After we have all our anthems in place, Martial Coup. It's cheating, yes, I know. But it's only 2 mana. You can cast it for 0. But if you cast it for 5 or more, it wipes the board. There are very, very, very few 3 mana board wipes. Or, excuse me, less than 4 mana board wipes. It would actually have to be 7 mana, but it's cheating again. Still, it's after you have all the anthems in, you can play this, and you're the only one out there with some giant creatures. Pretty handy. Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx. Your devotion to white will be great and mighty. And then just plains, 17 of them. The original list had snow plains, but since they're about $1 each, I took those out because there's no snow activated cards. Now it's time to look at the artifacts. First up, Commander Sphere. Add 1 mana of any one color in your commander's identity. Or sacrifice it, draw a card. Soul Ring is banned, something you should know right away. So, you need to find other ways to produce cheap mana. Extraplanar Lens. This is a complicated one. Imprint. When it comes into play, you exile a land you control. Whenever a land of the same name as the imprinted card is tapped for mana, you add 1 mana to your pool of that color that it can produce. Basalt Monolith. 3 mana. Tapped, add 3 colorless. Does not untap. Have to pay 3 to untap it. In the original, this was a Grim Monolith, which is much better. However, I do not own a Grim Monolith. And trying to bring the cost down a little bit, Basalt Monolith does a fair impersonation. Worn Powerstone. Comes into play tapped. Tap to add 2 colorless. Lightning Greaves. You want to give your commanders and other things hexproof. Or this one gives it haste and shroud. Equip is 0. Very nice. Swiftfoot Boots gives hexproof and haste. Hall of Triumph. Choose a color. Creatures of that color get +1/+1. It's legendary. Doesn't really matter. You can only have 1 anyway. Now, let's look at some sideboard. These are cards either I couldn't find room for, or I want to maybe add in later. Who knows? Here's one. Unexpectedly Absent. Put target non-land permanent into its owner's library beneath the top X cards. If you want to tuck a commander, this is a great way to do it. Oblation. The owner of target non-land permanent shuffles into the library and then draws 2 cards. Again, if you want to tuck a commander, this is a decent way of doing it. Or if you really just need 2 cards, I guess, you could do it to yourself. But more often than not, you'll be doing it to commanders or really troublesome creatures. Rule of Law. I don't know if Storm is a thing. Maybe it is. Who knows? But since you'll be doing a lot of tutoring, not a lot of casting, this card is for you. Stonecloaker. Again, sometimes you just need to have stuff taken out of the graveyard. Don't know if graveyard's a thing in Tiny Commanders. I'm so new to this. But it's in the sideboard. Who knows if you need it. Whip Quarter. This probably should be in the deck over the 2/2 Vigilant guy. It's probably the best plan. I didn't put it in there, but I think it could be, if you want it to, this could be a really great replacement. Dawn Charm, so versatile. When I saw another actual Rebel Commander deck out there on MTG Salvation, this was one of the cards that really stood out to me because it's so versatile, it's so awesome. And you might need it. And Champion's Helm. This was in the original list. I took it out because I wanted to put in Hall of Triumph. I just thought Hall of Triumph overall gave your deck more breadth. So, it's pretty awesome though, because you can equip it to your commander or any other legendary creature. They are hexproof and +2/+2. So there you go. That is the list and a little introduction into Tiny Commanders, but let's take a look at the curve. It is heavily skewed towards the 3-drop. It only has 6 1-drops, 9 2-drops, 16 3-drops. Let's look at an opening hand. Plains, plains, plains. Swift Boots, not bad. Amrou Scout, not badder. Hall of Triumph, very good. Worn Powerstone, okay. I think what we have here is a keep. You have your Swift Boots, you have your Amrou Scout, so you can search up more rebels right away. Got the Hall of Triumph. So you could lay your groundwork before you even put a creature on the board. I like it. Let's look at the next 6. Another plains, not bad. You do need mana. Defiant Falcon, more plains, little flood going on, more flood. Ooh, there's your win con. But remember, our leader in this tiny leader format can put him back in the deck if we need to. And there's a lieutenant, another searcher. So I think overall, not a bad opener. I think you're doing good. Well, I hope you found it interesting. This is the first time we've done anything like this on the site. Tiny leaders. I will put the links to the Reddit and other links to references that I used during this presentation. Go to our website, magicgatheringstrat.com. You're already here. Why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. We have lots of different content, and we're looking always to add more content. Twitter at magicgathstrat. If you want to follow me, I'm Cerulean says hi. Hello. Facebook is Facebook/magicgatheringstrat. Please subscribe, like, it helps us out, and we really appreciate it.